And we're another Friday into life. One less Friday left in life, Chris.
It's impressive way to think about it.
Cruising through it. Yeah, I got to stop taking so many naps. I'm wasting too much time.
You've been getting here pretty early.
Well, I've been going to the gym.
That helps.
Which means I haven't been answering emails or doing any other thing. I've been getting here working on good stuff.
I've been going to the gym and then coming here and complaining about going to the gym and then going home.
Yeah, and then working on car stuff. But the cars, I feel like we're about to make another leap in all these projects that I've built up. We're going to, next week, I'm going to be cranking them out. So we're kind of set ourselves up for this. I'm about to pull, once I get through all the my little E36 inventory and my brain inventory and figure out what else I need to sort of work with the project. I was getting impatient and I started working on it. I'm like, I gotta stop because we got to get this on camera. I'm like, I don't want the camera today. I just want to play. I want to piddle stuff. And so I'm about to pull off the Milwaukee stuff off the shelf and build the master collection. Like, I haven't actually seen it in person.
All in one place.
In one spot, yeah. Figure out what we're missing from the kit. And then I can line it all up at my house. That's what I'm excited about. But I need to do it on camera. But I feel like an incapable old man. Like, I can't get the camera out myself and do it anymore. It's like, I don't know how to do it. I can't. I do know how, but it's like it's so painful to even think about. Yeah. It's not going to be as good, and I'm going to be miserable, moving the camera around. It's like I don't want to do that. So that's what's going on. Yeah, the garage is coming together. You see the videos? Man, it looks good. Lighting should be here in about a week and a half. So we'll probably about 2 weeks out from making a, changing the world from a lighting perspective. Do my next bringing sophisticated lighting solutions to us, the people, instead of it being this exclusive club. The other thing I recognize is, I want to start dabbling with other tools as well, like Wera tools and some of the German tools, and find some awesome hammers and stuff like that. And so I was on KC Tools, their website, and I realized that like they don't have a button that's like, I just want to buy every Wera screwdriver. Like, how do they not have that? Yeah, and even if I don't want to buy the whole thing, show me. Like, you click on the thing, it's just a hodgepodge of random crap. It's like, where do I even start? That's what we're working on. That's what Tommy and Bryce and Kyle and the whole crew is focused on. We have all this stuff now, and now we have to figure out how to teach people how to navigate it because it's complicated. So that's where I think we provide value to the world. But yeah, I want to start playing with different. I got all these extra drawers I got to fill up with something. I don't want to use any of it. But
Can't have an empty drawer.
Yeah. No.
All right. We already have a super chat here. That's good. A big one.
Ooh.
100. I think that's euros.
Jeez. That's more than $100.
Yeah, I think
What's he got to say?
It says, honoring the source, it's time to open up shop in Europe, Matt. Shipping and customs fees are brutal.
I know. So,
P.S. Give this money to Bryce, he says.
That doesn't say that.
It's right there. It's fine print.
I don't. No, it doesn't. So here's the plan.
I tried.
So we're working diligently on what I just talked about, which is a reorg of the site. Then while I'm doing my thing, playing with cars and making content and doing, wasting money and all that stuff, that's my job. My job is to waste money and make videos. But Bryce and the media team, Kyle and the technical support and the design team, they're organizing stuff and getting all the new products. So we're reorganizing the the flow and how you would purchase things and how you would navigate the site. All the while, we're revamping things like coming out with wheel specific package, like wheel protection package, a metal package, like some of the little gaps that we have in our arsenal, as well as kind of tweaking some of the product, some of the process in order.
Everyone an option.
Yeah, right. In order to tweak the process, you have to sometimes tweak the products that we're choosing, and so we're working on that. And then so we're doing that. Dyne Audio, so figuring out some base audio solutions, and then we'll make those more sophisticated as time goes on. We're dabbling a little bit into vacuums. and then getting Milwaukee, adding. So we've got Dyne Audio, Milwaukee, lighting coming, Lutron, Cree, stuff like that. So over the next 3 or 4 months, while I'm wasting money on cars and stuff, they're going to be in the background working on that. We'll sprinkle in all these projects, and we're using my garage as the dummy, right? So my garage is the test place. Then Brad comes, and Brad's going to be, so he's been doing our SEO, SMO, or Google Q School, all this crap in the background. He's coming to work for OG full time, July 1st, and so when he comes, we're hoping to have like most of these projects settled. And so when he comes, and we're going to be laser focused, we'll be moving to the yarn building by then. We're going to be setting up our media / design / technical support hub of humans, and setting that all up. So we'll be making all kinds of cool videos on lighting and air conditioning and how we're setting up the facility. And hopefully getting tire balancing, mounting balancing, changing. Maybe I'll get another car or two between now and then. But once Brad gets here, then we're going to start to, in the background, really focus in on simplifying things even more. Simplifying, like, how do you buy a darn pressure washer? And it's all there, but it's in hour-long videos, and so we're going to focus on making, and I doubt we'll put these on the YouTube channel. There'll be more on the website. So again, just cleaning up and making this thing what is in my head, which is a very sophisticated, very specific source of information. Like, for instance, I was just talking to my dad. I was like, we got these IK bottles. I after having them for a while, I hate them. I jumped the gun on them. I should have played with them a little bit longer. There's no chance. There's no hope for those bottles. They're junk. And so I'm not buying any more of those. Once they sell out, they're gone. And so having redundancy is something I don't like to have. But having progressions is something that makes a lot of sense. And so the problem with having progressions means a lot of choice, which means you go back to the KC Tools site and you can't freaking find anything because it got too much stuff. Hence, Milwaukee has too much stuff. So how do we simplify that while getting more and more robust from the solution offering in order to get to the point where we have an end-to-end solution for the garage? So Chris has been working diligently on the organizational structure and the it's not really accountability, but the scheduling structure of how do we do all this crap. And then Bryce and Kyle, they move their teams. My dad's got distribution licked. The hardest part for the next probably year is going to be supply. And then if we can sneak through this, if we can get through this boom time, and be really solvent and stay in our little buildings and all that stuff, then all these companies have been telling us no when they're hurting for money. Then we'll be able to take it to the next level, because then we'll be able to go back to them and say, look, you told us no, but now you don't have any money and you're about to go bankrupt. We have money, and so here's what we want you to do. And so they won't tell us no anymore. Simple plan, right?
Mm-hmm. Sounds easy enough.
I need to get on the Inside the Hex. I just shot a vlog Inside the Hex, but I want to make some videos in Inside the Hex. One of them I want to talk about selling, my philosophy on selling things. I want to talk about organizational structure and things that I've learned and lessons. So I want to make some more. It's about time to update some business specific videos and things like that, which I think people might find interesting. And that's Inside the Hex.
To circle back, though, to what started all that, Florian, Europe is hopefully in the works down the road.
Yeah. I forgot what I was ranting on. So Canada's in the midst of this. So after Brad comes, we really start to hone in the site and drive more traffic to it. While that's up, so late summer, we're going to start planning, start structuring. Hopefully somebody will be able to fly up to Canada. We can get a building, sign a lease, and then I can start to work on hiring and getting people down here to train, and then we'll so we're going to hire Canadians, and we're going to hire probably at least, I would guess, 3 people for there, and someone to run it, and then a couple of hourly type employees to help pack and ship things, and then we'll start to negotiate with vendors and roll out product. And once we get Canada figured out, it'll be much easier to turnkey that in other countries. So everybody keeps yelling at me, don't do UK because they exited. I don't know, we'll figure it out. Yeah, somewhere in Europe, maybe multiple places in Europe, I don't know. But the key to this is, I want to have control of it. I don't want some other business owning any of it. I don't want they won't be able to handle me. I'm not easy to handle, and I don't want partners. I don't need partners. I have no concept for what this is going to be.
All right, we got a quick question here in the chat from Kevin. He wants to know, when it comes to the wheel coating you were just speaking about, is it CarPro Deluxe?
Yeah.
Yes, it is, Kevin.
Yeah, I called Bradley Nielsen. I said, look, man, you've been playing with all these wheel coatings forever. They all suck. Which one? And he said, just do Deluxe. And I never really loved Deluxe, but I've only used it a couple of times. But he says Deluxe topped with Gliss is pretty darn good. It's the best option we have for wheel coatings.
All right, let's see. Caffey wants to know, are there any Smokies tripped planned this year?
I don't know if the guys have something they're putting together. Shane Wendell would be the guy to message. I'm hoping I can get up there this summer, but I don't know. We're still working on my driving therapy, so hopefully I could get up there and do it, but it's hard to explain.
All right, let's see. Anthony wants to know, what's the fluid that Matt sprays on tires directly? Is it just P&S but in another bottle?
Yeah. Yeah, I just have a spray bottle there for after, so I'm hitting it with the foam cannon, and it's kind of doing what it's doing, and then by the time I get to the tires, I feel like I need a little bit more, and so it's just brake buster and undiluted.
All right, question from Greg. He was the first one here this afternoon. He wanted to know, I've heard Matt say several times about removing ceramic coating using a polisher.
Mm-hmm.
Is there a concern about removing clear coat through continuous polishing?
Well, remember, in order to improve or to remove a defect, you must remove clear coat. You're not like flattening it out. You've got to take it off. So if there's a scratch, you've got to take off whatever the depth of that scratch is. You've got to take off that much clear surrounding it. And so every time you polish, you're, in essence, removing clear coat. And so let's say you had, I don't know, I forget the scale, but let's just say you had 100 microns of paint, and 75 microns of that was clear coat, and you're doing a compounding and finish polishing. You're probably going to remove 3 to 4 microns. And so, I think 75 microns is a lot. You'd be removing 4, and you can sort of do the math. The problem is you don't know exactly how much clear coat is on there. But yeah, every time you polish, you're using an abrasive, material or an abrasive chemical, and you're abrading the surface, removing clear coat in order to remove defects. That's the only way around it. So the problem with trying to remove a ceramic coating is you don't know how much clear coat. You don't know when you've gotten down to the end of the ceramic coating. You don't know when you're into clear coat. And you don't know if you have this splotchy, patchy surface. It's kind of hard to tell. So, yeah, good luck.
We had a few people ask your thoughts on the new GT3, so I found a picture of it.
Yeah, I love it. I mean, it's good. There's certain angles it looks a little weird, like the hood looks a little funky, but I like it. I mean, it's great.
And then, do you like the wing? Someone wanted to know.
It's okay. Yeah. I mean, I prefer the other wing,
looks
but
like it's upside down.
Yeah, I mean, it's a little sturdier that way. Creates more downforce, but it's fine. I prefer the RS wing, a very simple wing, but it's fine.
And let's see, we got another super chat here. This one, $50 Canadian, from our friend Mike up there in Canada. He says, come to Oakville, Ontario in Canada. There's a lot of money here that people want to spend. So I looked it up. There's Oakville. So there's Toronto, so it's not too far from Toronto. Yeah,
I mean, location doesn't really matter that much to me. Maybe if we're in a major city like Toronto or something like that, or Calgary, maybe it matters. But I'm not interested in local servicing. I mean, it's always fun when people come by and pick stuff up, but in modern times, and especially the way that our business works, we could be in the middle of Winnipeg, and it doesn't matter. We could be in the middle of Saskatchewan where there's a forest. As long as UPS and FedEx can get there, we're good to go. But we probably, I don't know, we'll probably do something with our friends at Kodawari next door, and can kind of work. We wouldn't call it a partnership, but we'll work with them where they're kind of the destination, and they're using all the stuff, and they're able to buy and sell the OG stuff, and then our distribution center will be nearby. So that's what we're thinking about doing. So yeah, Missy, dang it, I can't freaking pronounce it.
Mississauga?
Yeah,
Mississauga.
Mississauga, Oakland, that area. Is that Lake Ontario, or is that Erie?
That's Ontario.
Yeah, the lake, the west side of Lake Ontario, that area.
Gotcha. All right, let's see. We had Ryan on Facebook, and then Third Eye Photography here in the chat want to know, when will we ever get to see the Tesla wheels? If ever.
I just got them done today. They're freaking terrible. So they'll be up for sale soon. You'll see. You're going to see a very cranky, very angry Matt when I got to put them on. I tried, and I failed, but you'll see. Some people are going to love them, and those are the douches of the world. They're going to love them. So let's just say the douche factor is way higher than I wanted them to be. So yeah, for some people it's going to look like the coolest thing in the world. For the rest of us non-douches, it's so if you like wraps on a car, you're going to love these. If you don't, if you don't like wraps, which the rest of us non-douches, it's it's bad.
So that'll be a video coming soon then. Your reaction?
Yeah, well, the Tesla's down at Jose's place getting painted. We're doing all the artisan spirits, which also is douchey. So you see all the renders of the car. It looks great, and I'm afraid that I'm about to ruin the car, which is a very high likelihood. It's a nerd car. It looks terrible. I'm attempting to go outside of my comfort zone from a douche perspective, and so the douche scale, I'm pushing the limits, and it's some of these things I'm doing are going to exceed my tolerance for douchiness. So we'll see how it goes, but I think I'm going to have to make some other choices of if I to fix the pushing the limits.
So you like them even less than the stock wheels, then you would say?
I don't know. They're both equally terrible.
Yeah, Kyle asked me when I thought about them, and just looked at him. I was like, that doesn't seem like something Matt would like. I know that.
It's what I wanted. It's just the color's wrong. It's a totally different color than what I thought it was. So yeah, it's a disaster. You'll see. You'll see in a couple weeks probably. I'm gonna, just for the fun of it, I'm gonna, normally I just tell everybody the whole thing, but I'll save it for you.
All right, Nicholas E90 has a question here. This may get you started on a rant, which might be his intention here. Okay. Which is easier, getting a Porsche allocation, or trying to get approval from the HOA for the drain field project? It's pretty good, Nicholas.
Yeah. Neither are very good. The drain field wasn't a big. I don't really give a crap. They can do whatever they want there. They can make me take it out. It's the you gotta have 4 trees, and I've got 3, and then one of them is like sort of tree but not a tree, and they're not sure if it's a tree. I just want to freaking kill these old men, little babies.
Remember bonsai tree? That was the idea from last week in the chat. That was great. Let's see here. Darth Trader wants to know, how does the Model 3 drive after all that suspension work?
It's pretty good. Yeah, it's pretty aggressive. I feel like the regen is considerably more aggressive. It may just be there isn't as much weight transfer. I haven't aligned it yet, but just right out of the box, it was a whole lot more fun to drive. So we'll have more assessments when I get it all set up height-wise and get the douche wheels on there and all that stuff.
Well, here's a good question that might be timely from Brandon in the chat. Looking into under-cabinet lighting in my kitchen. Would you recommend the garage lighting you found, or do you have a better option for the kitchen?
That's a good question. I mean, for the kitchen, you're not going to want the same color temp. You're going to want probably 3000 K ball, or 3500. But yeah, I think it'd be a good solution. The company that we're going to be having, I'm only going to stock it in 5,000 K, and just to protect the again, protect from the douchiness of the world, we're going to create our own model numbers for it. But just shoot me an email, and I'll get you set up on what you need. And a lot of the stuff is really hard to get right now. We won't be stocking the color temp you'll need, but maybe we should if people are going to start buying it for their kitchen as well. But yeah, the lights that I'm using are good for that. I think that will work well.
All right. Martin wants to know, will there be more dry ice videos?
Oh, sure. I mean, I don't have anything on the docket, but yeah, there certainly will be.
I think the video tomorrow, it isn't dry ice, but it's the recap, summary.
It's the before and after final video. Yeah.
Let's see. Joe wants to know, how many pads when polishing does Matt go through? Should I be using 3 to 4 per step?
Yeah, it depends on the car, but usually I'm doing 6 to 8 per step. It depends on how much you're walking to blow out the pad. But I find that I do a couple of panels, and it's nice to grab a new fresh pad and start over. But you can easily get by with 4 if you're blowing it out often, and you don't need as many finishing pads as you do cutting pads usually. So let's say I'm using 6, but I'm using 6 of let's say 6 5-inch. Probably 4 3-inch and 2 1-inch microfiber cutting pads in a on a normal car. It also depends on if I'm doing it all in one day or not, because I don't like to come back and use a pad that's kind of dried out, and that's why I normally use like 8, 4, and 3, because I'm swapping them out and I'm doing it over multiple days. But then finishing, you'll need maybe half that, especially if you're going to finish all at once. Get finished with 2 pads, maybe the whole car.
All right, let's see. We're told it's Mississauga is the correct way to pronounce it here in the chat.
Yeah, people have told us 5 times. It just won't register with me for some reason.
Let's see. Kathy wants to know, since you mentioned going out of your comfort zone, can we expect a motorcycle in the future?
No.
Those days are gone.
Yeah, I got one when I was 23. No, 24. Yeah, I think I was 24. So I got a Yamaha YZF R6 and did a full Yoshimura titanium exhaust, header and exhaust. Got the frame sliders and and got it all set up, and then an awesome helmet and the whole deal, a jacket and all that crap. And I was putting around, but I got my license at the Harley dealership, and I was putting around on it before the fluid change. I've told this story many times. Before the first fluid change, I kept it under 4. This is back when I thought you had to break in like a car or an engine instead of just driving it or riding it. And so I kept it under 4,000 RPMs, and then the maiden voyage after I got the fluids changed, right in Ocoee in Windermere, 4-lane highway, middle of the day on like a Tuesday, and I got pulled over for doing 87 and a 35. Sold it, a few weeks later. So I did 900 miles on my YZF R6. I was scared to death on that thing. I didn't want to take it anywhere because it's guaranteed to get stolen. And so yeah, that was I liked looking at it in the garage way more than I liked riding it. I'm not wound that way. Yeah, it was a 2000. Yeah, it's probably 2004, 3, something like that. Thing's sick looking. Look at that thing.
There you go.
I had a blue one just like that.
Huh.
It's awesome. All the black accents. It was freaking cool.
Did you have the helmet with the mohawk outside?
No.
On top? Blue mohawk.
No.
Oh.
I had a cool Arai, not carbon, but I had an Arai helmet. It was awesome.
Let's see. Jason asks here in the chat, Matt keeps referring to the things in the store as OG stuff. Is the ultimate goal to develop and have products that are specifically OG, like OG ceramic coating, polishers, things like that?
No. The only way to do that is, and be any good at it, is to, you'd have to tackle one product every 2 years, and you'd have 5 products. Otherwise, you end up with a bunch of garbage stuff, like most companies end up with. It's 90% garbage and 10% decent. So my philosophy, my plan is to probably just. I was thinking about this a lot when I was putting all the E36 stuff together. Maybe I'll just, in order to, I don't know what I'm going to to. But I think I'll probably just stop referring to model numbers or have them create specific model numbers or generate not necessarily exclusivity, but generate royalty agreements with companies and things like that. Where if I'm going to endorse something and really market it well, then all the copiers jump on board. I want a piece of that. Like Mosmatic was selling nothing. MTM was selling virtually nothing in the detailing world. And now, I should be getting a piece of all of that. But, whatever. I didn't know that it would take off like this. And so I don't get anything of that. Now with Mosmatic, we learned a lesson in the OG spec version is we have exclusivity. I don't love the idea of exclusivity because then you hoard the product and it never goes viral and you can't get as much out of it. So we're working on a new type of plan, like let's say with the stubby, the Apex Air stubby for the Ego blower, or like the active pressure washers. We have a royalty agreement where they can utilize all of the stuff and all of our data to go and sell it to Walmart or sell it to Advance Auto, some version of it. And so that way it's synergistic in that instead of I have this adversarial relationship with Krensla, and then they were doing nothing, and now they just sell it to everybody, and so I'm competing with myself, and so in the future I have to continue to figure out unique ways to protect that. No one knew anything about Sabre cabinets before, so. This is nice, like Sonics. We're the only dealer outside of them direct, and so again, I think it would be better to have everybody have access to it for everybody, so they can buy it anywhere. And if I get a little piece of it from everywhere, it just makes a lot more sense to me. But I don't have intentions to create private labeled stuff. The Garage took the tact where they try to hide where it's from, and then people eventually figure it out. So that's the plan. But who knows? Well, we'll see. It may change 50 times until I figure out what works best.
All right, let's see here. Florian wants to know, when will the microfiber solution finally be back in stock? I can't wait to pay €200 in additional fees. We're waiting on the blue waffle weave towel. The rag company had 0 of them in the container somewhere in the ocean, so they were going to air freight some in. We're waiting to get those. As soon as those are in.
Aren't we missing the big drying towel, too?
I think we are now, yeah. But originally it was the
we'll have some bare shelves in there right now, and I think it's going to be that way for a little while until sure feels like too many dollars chasing too few goods at the moment. That's usually a very bad future thing. But what do I know?
Nate wants to know, what shelf would work to mount an AR-630? I think you could use that same 18x8, right?
Yeah, I think 18x10 works a little better for that. Speaking of shelves, I gotta go upstairs. I think I have some. These are
extra shelves
problems, but rich people problems here. I'm rich in detailing cool stuff laying around everywhere. I have some shelves upstairs. I need some of them. I think. I don't know if I sold them off, though. I may have sold them. I know I have 72-inch ones, but those are too big because I need 4 of them for my garage to put my. I got my Press-All bottles. I had to hoard some of them, grab some of them before they all sell out. To put my fancy labels on them and put them on the wall.
All right, let's see here. Oliver wants to know, AMSOIL versus Liqui Moly. Do you have any opinions or experience with that?
I choose AMSOIL. It's readily available here in the U.S., but I don't know. This goes back to, this is one of those, your daddy told you sort of things. With me, it goes back to the forum days. And there was one super knowledgeable dude, I don't really remember which forum it was, maybe it was Honda Tech or something like that. And they did this whole study on, oils or they did this whole dissertation, this whole write-up on it. And AMSOIL was the clear, outperformer. Stuff like Royal Purple was garbage, and of course Mobile One underperformed what it was, touted to be. And so I don't know that. I think Redline was in there, was up near the top, but Liqui Moly wasn't part of that, if I remember correctly. But it's harder to get, maybe not as hard as it once was. I have Motul in my my GT4 because they were the only one that had the correct spec Porsche specification. So I'm sure you couldn't go wrong with either.
All right, let's see. Bob wants to know, hey, Chris, when are you buying Michelle from Lady Lake's Ford Raptor? No, I have my own Ford now. I don't need her Raptor, but I do like the Raptor a lot. Let's see. XGZ says, do you have any suggestions to source some ball bearing slides for drawers? Trying to upgrade mine, but can't seem to find anything. Appreciate all you guys do.
I don't know. I don't even know where I would start on that one. I mean, maybe call some local cabinet makers and see if they can start to point you in the direction of what brands to start to pursue. I'm not sure about that one. It's a good question.
All right, we have a super chat here. $20 American from my WRX channel. Says, would love to see an Adam LZ interview to hear his solutions to the new garages. P.S. Give this money to Bryce. He really says it there.
I give the money to everybody here in the form of their paycheck. Yeah, I'm down for that. We'll get Adam up here soon. You know, obviously he's running around like crazy. And I just talked to him yesterday. He was heading to the Smokies and was trying to convince me to go. I think they're driving up there right now. Yeah, we'll get him in here and interview him again.
All right, let's see. John has a humorous question here. After watching the Magic Stair install video, I was left with one big question. Did Matt fill out the warranty card like the lady said? Or are the old HOA guys going to find it in the street?
There was a warranty card? I didn't even hear her.
Yeah, she showed the card in the video, I think.
Oh, yeah. I threw it immediately in the trash, and I didn't even hear the words she said while I was doing that. I don't even know what that means.
There you go, John.
I don't think I've ever filled out a warranty card in my entire life. All it is like a people tracking system. As long as you have your receipt, most of the time I just throw it away and get another one. I don't need the warranties. As long as it doesn't break in a couple hours, I don't want to mess with it.
All right, let's see. Ricardo wants to know, any updates on the Hides Rust Stopper to be back in stock? Hopefully by the end of next week, Ricardo. We're
seems to be our story. End of 2 weeks, 1 week, 4 weeks, 7 weeks. Just keep on kicking the can down the road.
We were hoping it would ship today, but it did not from New Jersey, so it should ship early next week.
This is the longest into the day we've been negative in I don't know since when, but we had to credit back all of our fancy. Let's see, come on, give me a positive. Nope, nothing. Still negative 5,000. Go buy some stuff, people. We had to credit back $20-something thousand of polishers because the IND thing didn't work.
Yeah,
under promise and over promise and under delivered. I think I probably blew up that relationship. So I told them, oh man, I was mad. And so yeah. We had this freaking worked out in November. I'm like, oh, what are you talking about? We just freaking. Oh man, I was pissed. It's like, send me my freaking polishers back. Give me my money. I didn't even know. I didn't even know I'd paid them a bunch of money up front. Dang it. So yeah. Supposedly they're gonna still make them. I'll believe it when I see it. Freaking painters, man.
We're referring to the garage giveaway. Fancy OG polishers.
Yeah, that we sold. When did we start that? November 15th.
Something like that. December? No, it was December 15th through January 31st was the garage giveaway.
Okay.
Yeah.
So we had this all worked out in early November, so that way when the garage giveaway started, we'd be able to deliver them. Well, it's May. We sold 26 of them.
At $950.
At $950 a piece. And so we're sitting on people's $1,000 for 5 months, emailing them periodically. Say, here, they said 2 more weeks, 2 more weeks, 2 more weeks, 2 more weeks, 2 more weeks. It's just infinite 2 weeks. And I overheard, I heard Bryce say something, said, What? Give people their money back. Just lose $30,000 in 1 day. So, sorry about those of you. Thanks to all of you who built. I thought it was going to be freaking awesome. And, it was like we do the pre-order thing because I don't want to buy a bunch of them if no one wants it. And so we do the pre-order thing, which sometimes backfires on us in that but we do it way ahead of time. So that way, by the time the orders start coming in, the goal is that the products hit. They hit a little bit, maybe 2 weeks behind the order. Well, what keeps happening is we get 1 month, 2 months. Milwaukee did the same thing. We created this special package for us, and they didn't freaking have any. So we're still supposedly we're 2 weeks away from that shipping. Yeah. And so then we have people, emailing. Oh man, gets me so bent out of shape. And we were like, "There's a horrible customer service," and I'm like, "Oh my gosh, you think I want to do this?" He's like, "You've been sitting on all this stuff." No, we don't do that. Why would I do that? Get it out the door. We ship this stuff so fast, it's unbelievable. These freaking idiot companies. It's like you can't. Yeah. So, we learn every time we do something. We learn a lesson.
But to their credit, Lewis called every single one of them this morning, and the
vast
vast majority of them, I think pretty much all of them, were like understanding, especially when we gave them a little extra discount code to use in the store.
Oh, I hate doing that. It devalues everything.
But
I owe them something, for gosh sakes. Yeah. Gosh, I'm sitting on $1,000. It's a pretty good return though. You have 15% return on your $950.
I'd like to buy a couple. Hold on, let me get my. All right, let's see. Our buddy Brian Deal here in California says try Woodworkers Hardware when it comes to hinges or slides. So there you go. Who was that asked that question? I forget now. Anyway, is that's where your order we're still waiting on is from, or is that a different
maybe?
Place?
Yeah, I ordered some.
It's a kit for wood. I don't even know.
It's not the Dremel, not the die grinder. The what's the thing that makes an edge? God dang it!
They'll tell us in the chat here in a second.
It's not a rotary.
Let me look it up.
What is that thing called? It's driving me crazy.
There it is. Woodcraft is where you got it from.
Yeah.
Product details: 12-piece set of something.
Doesn't even tell us.
Estimated to ship mid-May. We ordered it a long time ago. Let's see.
Yeah, it's fine. And they kept me up to date on it.
There you go. 12-piece set of
router. Thank you.
A router bit set.
Yes.
Quarter
router. We got that cool little M18 router. Can't wait to pull out all those tools and do the master collection. I think I'm gonna get the master collection bike tool set. I gotta figure out how many drawers I have first, and then I'd love to have the park tool set as well in my garage for the bike that I don't ride.
Oh man! All right, Kelly says, "Hey Matt, any ETA on Active VE52 portable advanced kits? Yeah, advanced. I think we're waiting on those nozzles from Osmatic. That still waiting on those. We sent out over 100 active pressure washers in the past couple of days, but that was not one of them, unfortunately.
It's what's so funny to me is that we've got this like we're doing tens of millions of dollars in sales, and I hear all these like YouTubers like, yeah, I got 2,000 emails and we got thousands of orders. No, you didn't. Get out of here. No, you didn't. We're on like our 100,000th order in 4.5 years. Get out of here. We got thousands and thousands of emails. No, you got 12. Get out of here. Stupid. I hate that. I hate it when people do that. I don't know why I even care. It's all kinds of drama going on in the detailing world.
Yeah, there's a couple questions about that. I didn't want to get into that, though.
What were they saying?
They're just wondering what your thoughts were on. There's some sort of drama, I guess, with Pan and some other guy.
Who cares about him? Pan's very private about money. I'm just not, so I don't give a crap about money. So, the people are like, I can't. It's only people who either have lots of money or no money that care about anybody knowing about how much money that they were talking about here. So what happened was some dude, I watched the video, so I was like, man, I couldn't turn away. I couldn't look away. I'm like, don't go there, Matt. Don't even get involved. I just watched the videos, and then I watched freaking the Dallas guy. Oh, my gosh. He's the fakest dude I've ever seen in my life.
I did watch a couple minutes of that.
Oh, my gosh. Which he hates Pan, so now all of a sudden he's best friends with him. He's the king of an opportunist. But, man, I'm sitting there watching. I'm like, guys, just who cares? Just. So anyway, one douchey, coating company who's just rebottling some crap, I'm sure, goaded Pan into giving him his rates, and then he published the rates through some other small, detailing YouTuber guy, Scott HD or something, and then they made this video, showing how how can you believe this guy paying? You're charging for whatever. And then people, of course, saying, I knew it was a product shill. And then other guys attacking those people saying, what do you expect him to do? He's freaking this is what he does for a living. And then everybody else gets involved, and it's just funny.
There you go.
So that I think it's all a bunch of bull crap. Who cares, about how much money someone's making? What do you care? If you care, you're wasting time. Go make your own money.
So there you go. Yeah, a couple of people asked about it, so I did a quick little YouTube deep dive, and the Dallas paint correction video was awesome. You should go watch that if you haven't already.
If you've never seen a less authentic guy in your life, it's just so contrived.
It's good.
It's such nonsense. That guy is so full of crap. It's unbelievable. I've never seen anything like it.
Oh, man.
If you guys knew the real story, oh my gosh.
All right. So when you were trying to think of the word router, we had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13.
Good job,
14,
guys.
15.
Good job.
15
router.
people all were helping us to remind.
But that delay messed us up.
Yeah. Woodcraft is the best site, they say. Okay. Love some Park Tools. Router, more router. Let's see here. Let me get to a couple Facebook questions I want to get to. Let's see here. Jeff Franklin, this question has come up from a couple others. Are there plans to create a complete set of press-all bottles? Household bottles with industrial heads and OG labels pre-installed, sold as a package.
You know it. My dad and Ted are over there just cringing. They're not they're not volunteering that one. Yeah, we're gonna get there. Yep. That's the plan.
All right, let's see here. Jordan asked a question on Facebook. Now that Matt's fleet is growing, does he have any plans to implement battery tenders? If so, which brand?
Yeah, it'd be either Noco or C-Tech. But yeah, I gotta get moving on that. The nice thing about most of the cars I'm swapping out with anti-gravity batteries and lithium ions, they just you don't really need to tender them. They just go into a protection mode and you just press the button. So I need to confirm that with them to say, would be better off tendering the battery or just leave it alone. Just let the battery go and it'll go into reserve and it'll just stop letting the car draw from it. I guess the disadvantage is you got to reset your radio stations and all that crap. So I don't know. I'm going to figure that out.
All right, Griffin here in the chat going back to that question about the ball bearings and such. My dad runs a distribution/manufacturing company that can supply cabinet drawer slides. And Matt, any kind of nut and bolt you could dream of. Company name is Austin Hardware. So there you go, Griffin. There's a free plug for your dad. Check out Austin Hardware. Let's see. Adam on Instagram says, hey, Matt and Chris, a question I have is, can you get the same results while polishing that Matt gets without a Rupez if I was using a lower end polisher?
Oh, yeah. It's just, a long throw machine will correct a little bit better. It'll correct a little quicker. You may end up removing a little bit more material. But yeah, you can. Shoot, for how many years is everybody using an 8mm Porter cable or 8mm Gen 1 or Gen 2 Griot's garage polisher for years and years? So yeah, you can do a good job without using a Rupez. But I'd be inclined to hang on to that until you can get a Rupez. Skip all those bullcrap, knockoff steps along the way.
All right, let's see. Matt, we need a wash and talk. Is there another wash and talk scheduled anytime soon?
Yeah, I was thinking about shooting one this weekend, the first one in the driveway. I'm taking a 1322 that I need to figure out, diagnose. So I wanted to kind of tear it apart. For whatever reason, the auto stop start isn't working. And it's been sitting over there. I've been planning on playing with it for a year now, so I'm taking that home this weekend, and may wash something in the driveway for the first time. It'd be kind of cool.
Back to a quick something we addressed here with Milwaukee Tools. What's the status on Milwaukee Tools from the giveaway? We're still working on that and waiting for Milwaukee to deliver for us.
So that's another one where they're like, this week, they're like, okay, we'll have it next week. And then we'll have it in 2 weeks. All right, the delivery date is, and we can go into the portal and see it. And it's like a dance in Target. And you know what it is. It's just the production, the issues with, companies and manufacturing being all over the place because they have to shut down the plant for a little while, and of course they were shut down for a while and during the pandemic, and it's and then shipping and all these issues with Suez canals and all this crap. So and then just unprecedented pent up demand from people not really buying much for a little while, and then of course a flood of capital and fake money into the system that people are now spending. It's really an appetite for it's all the stuff coming to a head all at once.
And to follow up with that, I have a super chat here from our buddy William Wallace up in North Carolina. Any ETA on the Milwaukee stuff coming back in stock? Home Depot is trying to use their magic on me, but as a Hex Plus member, I want to and will support OG. So yeah, William, I still have your email, and as soon as we get that stuff in stock, I will let you know. Because Jeff and I actually went through yesterday and did a bunch of work in the Milwaukee stuff.
We're really going to immerse ourselves, and it's going to take. It's so capital intensive for me. Stuff is so expensive. The margins are so thin. That we're working through figuring out what does Milwaukee have, because they're of all of our vendors, they're by far the slowest, which is unbelievable. They're the biggest. You would think that they would be the quickest, but they're the slowest and least accurate shippers, and it's probably just sheer volume. Them having massive volume and having a massive product catalog. And so we're working to figure out how to, we've been working for years to figure out how to work with MTM and Mosmatic and Krensla and how to get it so that they have proper stock and we have proper stock. And so we're working through that with Milwaukee. And so hopefully at some point we'll have a reasonable amount of stock. Plus we're dealing with a small, facility here. And it's been a lot smarter from a business perspective to turn inventory rather than to try to stock it all.
All right, let's see. A couple folks are asking here, including Alex. Any news on the Extreme Solutions topper?
Should I go into that one, or should I let that one?
I don't think it'll be replacing Beatmaker.
Yeah, Topper's bullcrap. Topper is a B&B product. They freaking told me they were mixing it up. I called them. I was all excited. Like, man, I think you guys really have something here. I said, it doesn't really matter to me, but where are you getting this stuff? And I said, well, we're a blender. I said, are you a blender? Yeah, we're a blender. I said, well, one of my concerns is I think this stuff is really good, and I think it's really going to take off. So can I make sure that I have it? Because the last thing I want to do is, it's clear that other people like this product too. So it looks like it's going to take off, like Beadmaker did. And so I'm not asking for anything. I just want to buy it. I just wanted to make sure that you can make enough of it, and that secondly, I can have inventory when I need it. So I want. That's the only agreement that I ask for, is that I want you to stock an equal amount of what I stock, and you're not pulling from that stock for all the copiers that are coming after down the pike, that are selling on Amazon or all that junk. They said, yeah. So we think we can, but and they're talking about how they're blending in the back. They have a 500-gallon tub back there, and they're blending up the stuff. The owner gets on. I'm talking to him, and I don't know. I said, so I want to buy everything you got. Just send me an invoice, whatever you got in stock. I'll take it. And I think because they flat out lied to me the whole time, they never emailed me. And so don't buy Topper. It's not real. It's B&B Slipstream. I'm almost certain, just a little different color, which is fine. There's a lot of B&B products out there. I mean, the entire Adams line was B&B, and now it's they own B&B. It's a bunch of bullcrap. That stuff makes me so angry. Just tell us the truth, for gosh sakes. I mean, our tire dressing is a B&B product. That Scott Smith stumbled upon, and Scott was the one who called me and said, Matt, before you go too far and deep, because I talked about it inside the Hex, you might want to check that out, because I'm pretty sure that looks a lot like B&B Slipstream. And so now I don't know what to do, because we do think we've been testing. Kyle and Tommy and those guys are even more discerning than I am. They've been testing it on everything. My whole garage is covered in Beadmaker and Topper. Speakers, curtains, metal walls, the hose bibs, the pressure washers, they're all covered in this stuff. And part of Chris's truck and Bryce's truck, they're out there spraying it on everything. And so we're trying to figure it out. I still love Beadmaker, but there's some byproducts, some side effects to it that, if we could eliminate those side effects, it would make it a lot easier. And I think that product, the Slipstream product, has some validity to it. I just wish they didn't tell me they're mixing it up in the back. It's a bunch of bull crap. What they meant was they have a 330-gallon tote that came from Denver, Colorado. Now, I don't know this for a fact, but I'm pretty sure, because it sure does seem like the description is basically taken from B&B's site. And so I'm just frustrated. I wish they would have just told me, oh, yeah, this is a B&B product that we've discovered, and we had them change the scent, and we really like this stuff. They can make as much as you need. I would have bought it in a heartbeat. Instead, they freaking lying to me. It's stupid. So I'm just going to go buy from B&B myself. And you just look up Slipstream. You can get it anywhere. There's hundreds of dealers that have the same stuff. So anyway, yeah, yippee for the good old detailing. This is why I don't want to be a detailer. This is why garages are more interesting to me than detailing. Detailing is just one of the things that I do. I'm done with all that detailing bullcrap, drama, nonsense. I detail for fun. I detail. I'm freaking good at it. I know what people need to use. I get a pretty good sense for which products are good and which are not without having to try everything on the planet. And and so I'm looking for process. I like my process. I want to hone my process all the time. And the other day I was out there washing with Beadmaker, and it was really windy and kind of cool, and I got all these spots on it, and I said, well, this is what people have been talking about. I never had that issue because I was always washing in the wash bay or in an air-conditioned space. So if we can improve upon that, I'm down. And then the guys, my brother-in-law sent the topper to me. He says, man, you got to try this. It's way easier than Beadmaker, and it looks pretty similar. I'm like, I'm not interested. And I punted it in the trash because I was like, he doesn't know what he's doing. He just started detailing. And then I had a podcast with Mike and Papa Smurf, and they're like, it just ironically said, Matt, you got to try this product out. And they held it up. I said, I think I've seen that before. Where have I seen that? I said, oh, shoot. I said, what's that called? He said, well, it's called Topper. And I said, well, shoot. That's all the stuff my brother-in-law sent, and I punted it right in the trash. And they said, well, you better go dig it out of the trash because this stuff is great. So I'm like, oh, this is awesome. And so then dummy old me, I'm ready to go. And then that's what I got. Scott emails me. Scott Smith emails me who find the tire dressing for me. And then Kyle and Bryce, I walk in, and they're all standing over there. And they're like, Matt, we think this is just a B&B product. I'm like, no, they're mixing it. They're a blender in New Jersey. And so they did all, these guys doing all this case study. So, yeah. So, and then I see all these videos on like Topper, this new amazing great product. Well, it's been around a long time. I just don't like that. Just tell me, don't tell me you're a blender.
All right, I got a couple Milwaukee questions here, but first I want to get to this one from Michelle M. in Lady Lake. She says, I heard you were planning on actually going on a family vacation this summer. How is that working out for you? Have you found anywhere you would actually want to go?
Yeah. Nope. We had it all worked out, and then...
Why don't you just let her plan it, and then you go along?
Because then we're going to go to some stink place.
Stinkplace.com.
Yeah, we were going to the Greenbrier.
Okay.
And the problem is they live in a state where you can't go outside or do anything. And so they're at like 100% capacity in the hotel and 50% capacity on everything, activities and restaurants. And everywhere you walk, you got to wear a stupid mask. I'm not doing that. I'm not going to pay tens of thousands of dollars to go be miserable because of some stupid rules that somebody made up that everybody decided we got to do. I'm not doing that. So guess what? My 10 grand or 20 grand is going to stay in my pocket. I'm not going there. So I don't know what we're going to do.
So there you go, Michelle.
Michelle's been pining for a beach house, and then we had this crazy lady from the HOA. She's part of the homeowners and came over and was get pitching us on why we should get in the class action suit for the septic tanks. And I'm like, I don't want to do that. Just freaking give me I'm just buying a new septic tank. I don't want to deal with that. And then she started talking about this or some of her properties she has, and I said, so what do the numbers look like at this hammock beach or something like that? And I didn't realize how white trashy hammock beach was. I thought it was fancy. And so then she started telling me the numbers, and she's like, yeah, it's a 55-45 split. You get 45 net, but you don't have to touch it. And so, generally, generate, $7,000 to $9,000 a month in revenue. And, so you buy $500,000, place, you net, 15, 20 grand, to the positive, and you own the place free and clear, which, net of property tax, property management, all that stuff. So that's pretty cool. And then we started looking at pictures. It's a freaking apartment complex that moonlights as a fancy place. So it's the epitome of white trash fancy. You know what I'm talking about? It's just an apartment building that they call, condos or some bullcrap. Remember they were doing that in like 2005? They turned all these stink apartments in Orlando and slapped a coat of paint on them. We're calling them condos, selling them for $250,000 a piece when it was just a little crappy, apartment. And I don't want an apartment on the beach. It's not even on the beach. So, and then they sell you, and then the thing that you have to be careful with on these places that they never sell you on is you have the the condo association dues, and you got all the due, you're paying $700, $800, $900 a month for your for the community aspect of it. It's the epitome of like Marxism in one place, right? And so you're all together, co-op together, everybody's equal. And then they special assess you all the time, so they can tax you however you want. And so it's like communism at its finest, that you own the place. You don't own jack. That you can't paint it the way you want. You can't do what you want. You can't do anything without approval from everybody else. And, of course, then nobody approves anything because everybody's got to be equal. And then, a hurricane rolls through and they hit you an $80,000 special assessment whenever they darn well feel like. I know this because I have clients who had a lot of these places in the past, and they always get freaking raped on like the 10-year special assessment because they got to repave the driveway or something because your $800 a month dues wasn't enough for that. Or they got to drain the pool because they've found some lead in the paint chips or something. So if we're going to do a vacation house, we're going to buy like a real house, not in a communist party society. I'm not interested in that. Yeah, that's what I bought into with the HOA, which we knew wasn't going to last very long before I have to secede from the union, if you will. I'm going to get all kinds of Democrats all fired up on this.
Lots of people are asking here in the chat about Matt Moreland and if he's still in trouble or not. And
Matt Moreland is still in trouble. Matt Mormon is not.
All right, couple Milwaukee questions here that popped up in the chat as well as Instagram. Is the Milwaukee high-speed Ratchet worth upgrading to, even if I already have the original fuel version?
No, definitely not. It is nice, but yeah, I wouldn't make the change. It's not that much different. It actually has a little less torque, so it's a little less torque capability. I think it's 5 foot-pounds less, but it's faster. So, but it's now I would do it. So I guess no, I wouldn't. But if you're,
if you have to have it,
if you wink, if you get me, I would do it. But no, it's not something you would need to do.
Let's see. What size anvil does Matt have for his mid torque?
1/2 inch. I like 1/2 inch on all of them because it's easier to step down from 1/2 inch to 3/8 than I think to step up. And I guess it's the same, but I like to step down rather than step up.
So you might have just answered this question from Danny Israel on Instagram. What right angle impact do you prefer, 3/8 or 1/2?
Yeah, 1/2 inch as well. Yeah, I mean, if I have to have one, I'm always choosing the 1/2 inch. The 1/2 inch version. Now, in the ratchets, like the lower torque ratchets, you want smaller because the 1/2 inch has a much larger footprint. The head on them is much bigger, so it doesn't fit in most places. But on like the mid torque stuff and the right angle, mid torque, those things, the head's the same size no matter what size anvil you do, and the torque's the same too. So I like to have this more stout 1/2 inch anvil, but I have both, so get both. Get them all.
Anthony wants to know, any plans to try Mcguire's Ultimate Snow Foam? It's coming to the U.S. soon, and at 1:5 is close to your preferred ratio.
Is it pH neutral? If it is, maybe. But if it's a snow foam, then probably not. I don't want a high alkaline cleaner to wash my car. You're going to strip off your coating and your topper. I can't call it that anymore. I can call it your drying aid. You're going to strip all that stuff off. You don't want to do that.
All right, we got a super chat from Yoshi here, $20. Rumor has it that Jeff is coated half in beadmaker and half in topper. It's probably true.
It looks, yeah. It added like 10 pounds to his body weight.
He's up over 100 now.
Yeah.
All right, let's see. Matt will buy an RV and travel through Canada searching for an OG branch.
No. Michelle went on an RV kick for a little while until I reminded her. So think about this picture for a minute. That she has all these fond memories of RVing. White trash RVing, right? And the problem is when you're a kid, you don't have to do anything. You just along for the ride. You can play games and you hang out. And well, two of our kids get we have two kids, and both of them get car sick. So imagine them puking everywhere. And somebody's got to take care of this thing. And I can barely drive to my house, so she's going to have to drive it. She's like, oh, yeah, I don't want to do that.
Yeah, that sounds terrible.
Yeah, it freaking sounds like my nightmare. Gosh.
All right, let's see.
Then again, you don't have to wear a mask. You're in your own RV. You can travel around wherever you want.
That's true. Junction Auto says, good afternoon, fellas. Had a good visit to OGHQ while on vacation to Daytona. Thanks for the hospitality. Have a great day.
Was I here? Who knows?
Thanks, Junction Auto. I don't know. We're starting to get a few more visitors now as people are beginning to travel more. So that's good stuff. Michelle M is chiming in again here. I don't need a palace! ! I'll take a shack near the beach or water, but then Maddie would never come.
Yeah. I don't need a palace either, but I don't want to move to China. I don't want to move to a place where they own you. You can't do anything.
This is good.
It's the people. No, there's somebody in power that owns the thing, and they own you. I don't want that. I own me. I want to own my own thing. Don't tell me what to do.
All right, I want to get into a couple audio questions here. First, Kevin in the chat. Home audio question. What receiver/amp for a 2-channel home hi-fi system? I know Matt likes Dynaudio speakers, but what about components?
I mean, there's so many great brands. I mean, it depends on how much money you're talking about. What's that company that I was really interested in? I think it's PS Audio. It's pretty cool. But there's like a zillion brand. Macintosh is cool. Check out audio control stuff. I'm really interested in that. Stripped down, really basic looking, but supposedly really great sounding. But yeah, audio control is something I'm probably going to carry in the store to take care of our audio needs. The problem is all the 2-channel stuff. Like I wanted for the garage, I also still want to be able to do HDMI and Apple TV 4K and things like that. None of the 2-channel stuff has any kind of HDMI switching, and so it's problematic. So it threw off my whole game plan. So I'm not sure how we're going to do this, but we're still going to have a wireless and a studio monitor system. The thing that I'm thrown off on is if you wanted to do a normal, like traditional receiver or amplifier 2-channel or more than 2-channel setup. In the garage, it becomes a little more complicated.
All right, good. That segs nicely into this question from Hayden. What is the best wireless speaker system for the garage? I'm looking to permanently install some speakers, but don't want the hassle with the receiver taking up space out there. Yeah,
it's going to be Dynaudio Connect with Dynaudio links to your subwoofers, and either Zio or the new version of Focus HD, or we can use the Dynaudio Music stuff with the Dynaudio Connect. So we're gonna have that all set up, and it'll connect via AirPlay too. So that's something I'm working at right now. Then from there, that's going to be rather expensive not for everybody. But from there, we're gonna work on some other solutions. I've been looking at something on the low end like Cali Digital, or maybe doing something like SVS in doing like their Prime wireless stuff. So I'm working on that. We're going to have wired and wireless solutions for the garage, depending on what you want to do.
All right, let's see. Just a comment here from Matt on Facebook, Matt Kimmy. I really enjoyed your discussion/rant last week about winners and losers in life. Great stuff right there.
Yeah, there's a lot of, of course I knew I would get some hate on that. Not a lot of hate, but some hate of people who are like, well, one guy on Instagram, I'm 41 and I've had all these supercars and you're just, people take it wrong. Like, I don't like remember when I said the poor and stupid comment? Like I was referring to 20-year-old poor and stupid, which we all were, and some people just supposedly, if this guy's rich and whatever, he's trying to protect the the less fortunate, and then yet all the less fortunate are like, yeah, I needed to hear this. And so what I was talking about last week was the concept that if you're willing to accept garbage, that your life is probably going to suck. And so, and I understand you can't have a $200,000 car today, and you may never even get there. But if you preclude yourself from that, then you're setting yourself up for failure. You're always going to be complaining and always going to be the guy that gets passed over for a job and the whole thing. So that's what we were talking about last week.
All right, let's see here. Brian in the chat says, I've asked this question like 10 times in these things, but I'll try again. What? No, we'll go to another question.
Is it a stupid question?
No, it's a good question. I just wanted to mess with it.
Okay.
When it's raining every day for weeks at a time, how
Yeah.
often do you wash your coated car? When water spots show up? Question mark.
Yeah, I don't know. Still, once a week if I can. I'm really excited to get back into keeping all the cars clean and all that stuff.
Ooh.
So.
There was a really good question on here that I wanted to get to. Nope, can't find it yet. Kevin on Facebook says, Matt, what season of Outlander are you on? You've got me hooked. Watch an episode every workout. Love what you do.
Quit.
You
quit at the end of season 3. Yeah.
I don't know how many.
Gets kind of season 3 is really weird. It's like in Jamaica and they jump off boats and are swimming in the ocean, and then all these other random people who are showing up in Jamaica, like it was set in Scotland, and it just gets really weird. So we kind of gave up on it. There's season 4, but I don't know when I'm gonna watch it.
All right, let's see here. Ben Pack, our friends at Ben Pack are in the chat. They said you should buy your beach house in California. That's two of your favorite things right there.
Oh boy!
All right,
I'm not even a Republican. I'm just a guy that doesn't like stupid. And yeah.
All right, here's the question I wanted to get to. I thought you might enjoy from RH Motors on Instagram.
Mm-hmm.
If Matt had to hypothetically sell one car a month until going down to just one remaining, which order would it be in?
Well, Tesla would be first.
Okay, Tesla.
Right.
All right.
Then
the Raptor counts in there too.
Yeah. Then M3 would be second.
Which one?
The E36.
Okay.
Then the E92. Then the GT3 RS.
Ooh.
Just the GT4 would be more practical. I'd get a lot more money out of the GT3 RS, and I just keep the GT4 at the end. That's all the cars I have, right?
You got a Raptor.
Well, I mean, that's not mine. That's Michelle's.
So there you go.
So, yeah, that's what I'd do. So, what is he trying to predict the fall from grace here? And I have to raise some capital.
I think he's trying to figure out what the next giveaway car will be.
Yeah, right.
Champagne Chugger on Instagram. I'm going to strip the coating of my wife's white Audi SQ5. It was coated with Expel's Fusion about 2.5 years ago and has seen better days. Normally, I would use Maguire's M105 followed by M205, but I'm interested in trying Jess Carr's Correcting Compound or Sonax's Cutmax followed by Perfect Finish.
Mm-hmm.
Any thoughts?
Yeah, I mean, I think you'll like that. And don't use that Expel junk again. Just use something good. Use like the CarPro or Yuki or G-Technic or something like that.
All right, let's see.
But
Bill.
I think you're using the microfiber with Mcguire. If you ditch 105, 205, I think you're gonna really like how much easier the other stuff is to work with. Less dust, less caked up pads, less mess. It's just so much better.
All right, let's see here. Bill on Facebook. Matt, Angel Wax Bliss smells great, but it doesn't last for more than an hour or so.
Yeah, it seems to die real quickly. So we have a whole new line of Dr. Beasley stuff coming like in the next week or so to try out. You're right. It's so disappointing. I loved it. And it's just like, unless you soak it down and then it's too much. It's like you can't freaking win, But yeah, I agree with you. It smells great, and then it's like, all right, it's gone.
It's like,
but then sometimes it's not. It's weird.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but I mean, pretty much all car scents are that way. So, like the Griot stuff I used for years, maybe it lasts a day and a half. But he's right. It dissipates so quickly. So one of the tricks I found is that you spray it in there, shut the doors, and let it marinate a little bit, and then you'll get a day or two out of it.
There you go. It's like Fruit Stripes gum. It's really good for about 3 seconds, and then it's gone. Let's see. What are your thoughts on M2 versus RS3/TTRS? Trying to decide between the two.
I mean, you're gonna have a lot more fun in the M2. You're gonna like the looks of RS3. I think looks way better. The TTRS at least is the ugliest of the three, but probably the best performer. So the M2, if you have them both tuned, I think the RS3 is like a freaking monster. But the M2 is going to be the most fun out of those three. You'll get sick of the understeer and plowing into turns and how the weight, the heavy weight and the weight distribution of those other two. But the M2 would be a much more enjoyable long-term car versus the others. But I do think that the best-looking car of those is the RS3. Put that, lower it with some wheels, things are sick.
All right, Andrew says he's looking at a used 997.1 C2S.
Mm-hmm.
As a Porsche owner, do you have any tips or suggestions on what to look for or to avoid? Bring a Trailer has two really clean ones right now.
Yeah, that model year, I had that car. About 30% of them have a stumbling issue that I don't think Porsche has ever addressed. So just Google Ren list hesitation stumbling and go look at the current threads to see if they've addressed it or fixed it. You'll know if you're kind of just cruising light throttle, light to mid throttle, that 2,000 to 4,000 RPM. There's like a shudder. It almost feels like you ever go fishing, you're pulling your line, and the fish is just kind of hitting your line a little bit, like just nibbling at it. You're not sure if it's just bouncing off the algae off the bottom or if it's the a fish hitting it. That's what it feels like, and it's really annoying and frustrating. Porsche's solution was just drive it harder, and so some of the .1 Carreras had that issue. Shoot, if you can find one with the X51 package, even better. Or if you can find a .1 what's it called,
router. It's a router.
Dang it, not router. Why is my brain not working today? The GTS. The GTS is the best version.
All right, let's see. Is there a not yet to be made detailing product or tool that you would like to take part in making or producing? That's a good question.
I'd like a new foam cannon is what I'd like.
It's from Ricard.
Yeah, I mean,
Instagram.
there's a lot of stuff we're working on. We're working on like a mid-level pressure washer. I think there's some improvement to be had in the wheel tool arena. Wheel woolies don't work, and the Incredibrush is okay. But nothing really. I mean, we have everything we need. We're working on a really cool bucket storage solution that a follower came up with that we're going to hopefully produce. Would be really sick to store all our tools and stuff. So you'll see. But nothing that comes to mind that we aren't already working on.
All right, let's see. Sonic SVT04 on Instagram has a good question for you. Would you ever do a giveaway where you take a subscriber/follower's vehicle and OG spec it out/detail it?
I don't think so. The thesis for this whole experiment for me is that I've got to be interested. I'm not doing the Civic giveaway to make money. I'm doing it because I want to do it. And I've figured out a way to finance it, if you will. And if, I would never do a car unless I'm, super amped about it. Now, the garage, part of the requisite of me doing a garage giveaway is that they're going to let me do it my way. I'm gonna get my way if I can. Otherwise, I'm not interested. So I don't think I would. I'm not the right guy for that because I don't want to be working on a car that I'm not interested in. Because I don't like working on cars. I like the result. I like the pursuit. I like the shopping. And you have to do the work in order to get all of this other things. It's like life. It's like your job. In order to have a great job, you still got to do all the work in between that you may not want to do in order to have that great overall package. And so the same thing with the car, same thing with detailing. I hate frickin' polishing and detailing, but I love the products, I love the prep, I love the thinking about it, I love the result. I love everything leading up to the wash and everything at the end of the wash, but I hate washing the car. But I'm so in love with all the other things, the whole package, the whole process, that's why I sure chase what I do. What was the original question? Something about whatever.
It's
You
about a
get the
vacation.
idea.
Let's
My
see.
whole life is a vacation.
Dom on Instagram says, I know Matt said he went to a track day before and hated it.
Mm-hmm.
What exactly was it that he didn't like? Just curious because I have my first track day coming up. Also, which car did he go in?
So I went in my 2011, 11.75 E92 M3, and first I didn't love beating the daylights out of my car. I just, it's an adrenaline-filled thing, and I don't like adrenaline-filled things. I don't need that. I'm sitting here right now at an 8 out of 10. For me to get a little bit of adrenaline, all I have to do is go stop at the stop sign up the street there. That's all I need. So I don't need extra stimulus in order to get, wound up. And so what I felt like is I'd been in a fight, like I'd been in a wrestling match where I just got beaten up the whole time. And I went home with my tail between my legs. But I have no desire to enter exit fast. I have no desire to do. I don't have any desire to be late or trail braking into a turn where you're at the limit. It's just not fun at all to me. All I need is a little wind out on a back road and I'm happy. So what I didn't like was the chaos of it. All the thought that you have to, that eventually after practicing you wouldn't have to think so much about, am I pointing by, and what's the correct signal, how do I do this, how do I learn the line, all that stuff. So I feel like I could be pretty decent at it, if I wouldn't have the balls to and the desire to go to the limit. But I think I could, be relatively calculating and calm and collected in doing it. But I just don't like the adrenaline of it. It's just not for me. And so, if you like adrenaline things, if you I would never in the history of ever go jump out of a plane. Like, why would anybody want to do that? I have no interest in that. Let me rephrase it. I know why people would want to do it. I just have no desire. You would have to literally just knock me out,
Mr. T,
throw me out. Yeah. And there would be point. What's the point? I don't want to do that. It would only if I had to jump out of the plane because the plane was going to crash, and then you just have to knock me out and pull the strap for me. There's no way. So that's what going to the track is like for me.
All right, we got a comment and then a question here from Ram in the chat. He just got his GSF. He says, you weren't kidding. He's going to have to call poison control because I know I'm going to take a swig.
The only thing with GSF I've noticed is, and I think it's it's got a little hydrochloric acid content in it. It does beat up my hands a little bit more than, like, if you wash 2 or 3 cars on a weekend, your hands would be a little bit drier than with Adams. But yeah, it's great. It's super slick. Works in the bucket. Works in the foam cannon. You got to get it. I'm telling you.
All right, then he has a question here, getting back to the house topic. Any suggestions about the best outdoor lighting?
I'm going to chase that here soon, but I'm not sure about that answer yet because I need to do it for my outdoor kitchen that I'm putting together. My Evo, you see it out there?
That, yeah.
I got an Evo 30G. It's not. When I said 30G, Michelle thought it was 30 G's.
Yeah.
That was the funniest thing I ever said. No, I'm like, that's the model number. She forgets that I live my life in model number terms. It's the Evo 30G. She's like, what? I'm like, no, not 30 G's, 30G. That's the model number. Oh, okay. How much was it? I won't tell you that. You don't want to know that. But it wasn't 30 G's. It's like 5 something. But that thing's freaking sick. I can't wait to not be able to eat anything on it because I'm on a crazy diet for the rest of my life.
Yeah, then someone, I think it was last week, they were asking if we're going to see Matt the Cooking Guy videos.
Yeah.
Whatever that thing is.
I've got just as much witty banter and as much ability to hack everybody off and quirks as Sam does. So I might be able to, we could partner up.
All right, let's see. Eric, our buddy Eric down in South Florida, says, what's the possibility of you doing a spin-off of Garage Design for Houses? That would be amazing. Obsessed house design / consulting.
Yeah, probably not, but I think I could be good at it if I focused on that. Because you have to be unafraid to hack people off that are too stupid to realize that they're wrong. You have to be very convicted, like I am with the garage, like with this whole New Age cabinet thing. I'm telling you, Matt, the New Age Pro is really good. It's not. I'm telling you, it's not. There's no ifs, ands, or buts. It's freaking garbage. I'm sorry. I'm sorry you bought it. I'm sorry. Well, the shipping. So wait 2 more months and pay what it costs. You forget. Let's call it fairy dust instead of shipping. How's that sound? Because that's what people believe is that stuff just fairy dust shows up. How do you think New Age got it there? They made junk cabinets and absorbed the cost of the exact same cost of shipping. Don't buy the junk. If you have it in your garage, start the path to figure out how you're going to get rid of it because it's garbage. And don't tell me it's good because you're lying to me, just like those people lying to me about blending their own products. Don't lie. It's not good. People eventually catches up with you. You can be wrong, but don't lie.
All right, John in the chat here says, I see Matt has an Ecobee or Ecobee thermostat in his new house. Is that OG spec and the one to get?
I don't know. I did zero research. I asked the AC guys. They said, do you want a Nest? I'm like, no, that's stupid. I said, well, what about an Ecobee? I said, can you disconnect the Amazon douche Alexa? Yeah. Okay, well, let's try that one. Seems kind of okay. But, yeah, I have no idea. I have zero interest in a thermostat because I'm going to set it at 70 degrees and leave it alone. And just, why do I need to mess with it? I'm not going to mess with it on my phone ever. Just leave it. Just set it and forget it. And so, yeah, the thermostats are not my thing. I don't see the need for a smart thermostat. What's the point? Because I can't do half the things I want it to do. I just want to tell me how much humidity is and be accurate. And I want to have multi-zones, which, of course, you don't. You can't have unless you have multiple air conditioners, apparently. It gets really complicated. So, yeah, it's the only thing that's kind of cool about it is it has additional thermostats or temperature sensors you can put in other places of the house. Mm-hmm. I don't know what that does for you, but you can put it somewhere else.
Anthony just chimed in the chat, said the same thing. There you go. And you can also, it has a speaker on it. You can play your Bluetooth.
I heard that. I accidentally connected. I'm like, what is that? What?
Same thing happened to me.
If that's your speaker in your house.
I heard it's a Dynaudio speaker inside there.
Oh, my gosh, Chris. People, you just got to aspire for better, man. I know, some people, that's what they listen to. Like, that's their speaker. It was pretty good. It sounds pretty good. I listen to stuff on that. I listen to my podcast and listen to Travis Scott on my Ecobee. It's good. That's a good speaker. He should be better than that. Chase better. Stop buying Flexzilla and freaking New Age. If Flexzilla and New Age was great, I would have it in the store. I think people think that I'm like just trying to overprice it. No, it just sucks. I want it to be good. I want the easy to get stuff to be good. It's just not. If you could just buy a Hyundai Elantra and it'd be good, life would be so much better. But it's not.
It's a great car. Don't listen to it.
Wasn't that your car?
Yeah.
I thought I was trying to think of a different name.
Sonata.
Hyundai, Sonata, Santa Fe. That's the worst one because that's like the car on stilts that has no extra purpose in the world, just to pretend like you're driving around in an SUV. Can't go off road. Can't drive in the snow. It doesn't hold any more people. Has no more space in it, but it's taller, so you can't stop as well. Can you see a little better? Is that the idea? Is that what people like? You don't have to bend over.
Higher,
the car's so low. Start doing some squats. Gosh, I'm fired up today. What am I fired up about? I'm going to get in all kinds of trouble. I'm not even looking at the comments of this one. If you don't send me emails, don't send me messages. I'm getting better and better about disconnecting. I'm about to change my phone number too. You get these guys calling these old men. I don't know how they just. So I went online trying to figure out how people are getting my phone number, and because if they Google Obsessed Garage, my phone number's not anywhere on there. But if you Google Matt Mormon Obsessed Garage, it shows up.
Let's see. Yeah, I did that once, I think.
I don't know. It's Matt Mormon phone number, and it shows up there. So and then people call me. Hey Matt, I ordered this coupler, and it doesn't seem to be seating well. Can you give me a call back? No, I'm not calling you back. It was $8. I don't care if it was $8,000. What do you need me for? Go watch the videos that I made. If I had to talk to everybody on the phone, I would never, ever be able to do anything. What do you need to talk to me for? Hey, Matt, I'm skipping the lines because I like to develop a relationship. That's what the last guy said. This is a good one. I probably deleted it. But at the end, he said, I said, you're hacking me off here. He kept calling me. And I'm like, and I finally just texted him. I said, what do you want? Who are you? What do you want? He said, well, I'm thinking about, it was over a fitting. It was or a hose, a Cobra Jet hose and some fittings or something. And I'm like, just email support at Obsessed. I already did. When? Well, like 3 hours ago. I haven't heard back. Oh no, it's like a Sunday afternoon. And so I'm texting him, and I'm like, just wait. He's like, well, can you just call me? And we didn't get into the fact it was just over a coupler on a Cobra Jet hose. And so it was for like his like Simpson pressure washer, some bull crap. So he managed to buy one pressure washer that we don't have. We haven't tested. Buy one of the other 90. And so he buys the one that we wouldn't test. So he wants to talk to me over a coupler, right, on the phone. Talk to me for like probably 35 minutes. And I don't even know what size it is. And there's no way for me to know the size. So then he's sending me pictures. I'm like, I have no idea what size that is. It's one of two. You're going to have to, well, your couplers are kind of expensive, so I want to make sure I get it right. I said, well, unfortunately, because you bought the crappy pressure washer that I haven't tested, I said that to him, I don't know what to tell you. You got to buy both. Well, can I return it? No, you can't return it. I've got a whole bucket full of couplers over here that I had to buy to try to figure this out for you. And I figured it out for you, but you didn't listen to me. You bought some garbage that we don't have. And so then at the end of it, I'm like, he just keeps asking question after question, and I'm just getting sucked into it. And he said, can't you just call me? I said, no, I don't want to talk to you. And at the end, I said something about, you're skipping the line here. He was like, oh, I always do that. He's like, if you ain't first, you're last. I said, all right, Ricky Bobby, lose my number. He said, if you aren't first, you're last.
Oh, man.
And that's so good. I said, lose my number, Ricky Bobby. Get out of here. God dang it, people. I can't even call, I'm a huge client. Can I call Barry Mcguire? No. And I'm a huge client.
Yeah, let's find his number. Hold on.
Right. Yeah, Barry Mcguire phone number. It won't even be the right Barry Maguire because he's not really on.
Right. Let's see.
Mcguire ain't Better Business Bureau, email and phone number. You'll probably have to pay some money.
Doesn't pop up.
Hey,
like
Barry, this is Matt. I got one of your bottles of your leather care spray, and the sprayer seems to be dribbling a little bit. What should I do about that? Like, what? I mean, I'm grateful that anybody wants my advice, but have a little freaking common sense or common courtesy, for gosh sakes. They're trying to circumvent the system. This is the same people that cut in line everywhere. The same people that got to get theirs. Don't be that. I thought I turned you off by making 45-minute long videos telling you how much you suck. There's a method to that madness. So don't call me. I got to change my phone number. I just don't want to. You called all the time. Hey, Matt, I ordered this a week ago and it hasn't shipped out yet. Did you email support? Yeah, I did a few hours ago, but they haven't gotten back to me. Well, just wait your time. Return. Get thousands of people. Here we go. I was just yelling about that in the video about how YouTubers say they had thousands of orders and thousands of emails. Get out of here. No, you didn't.
You're becoming what you hate. Zach says the guy that texted you was probably sitting in his Corvette trophy room.
Yeah. No. According to him, he whenever I'm going to buy a Ferrari, I always want to talk to the owner. Bull crap. You mean when you buy a Chevy Cavalier, you're going to talk to the owner? You're buying your Hyundai Santa Fe. I
didn't talk to the owner. Good stuff. All right. Jeff Smith says, do you recommend coating wheels before or after tire mounting and balancing?
Because you got to clean them up because they get them all sloppy anyway. I'm going to have to do that here in a couple I'm so sad at how badly I screwed up on those wheels. I had it. You'll see what I'm talking about. People are going to give me such a hard time. It's okay. I deserve it. I deserve it on this one. You can call me on this one and tell me how much I suck. Just Google it. Matt Mormon phone number. Say, before you even see him, say, I told you those wheels in the Tesla suck. And if you do call me, I'm going to hunt you down. I'm getting in shape. Look out. I'll be real angry.
All right.
It's a sad day. Sad day for people calling me. Hey, Matt, this coupler here is a little sticky. What do you think? Buy another one. In fact, buy 5 of them. One of them's bound to work because that's what I had to do. I had to buy 500 of them to find that one for you. I think people buy these couplers and they think they're going to last for infinity. And they're Chinese $8 coupler. They're good enough. But like people, then they go on Facebook. Well, I bought this. I thought this was supposed to be OG spec. Jesus, dear Lord, it was $7.99. You freaking loser. Ah.
All right, one more good question here for you. First of all, our buddy Brad Bacon said Matt's going to toast me when I roll up in my Ford Fusion. He might give you a little grief.
I don't care what people drive.
I drove the Camry for a while.
Yeah.
He only said like 2 insulting.
Makes me feel better about myself.
Let's see.
Oh, boy.
Cedric says, what's the OG screen/digital gauge cleaning procedure? Can't seem to get these smudges out.
I always use visible glass and a waffle weave microfiber towel that I use for glass. Or if I feel like the screen is really sensitive, like I could scratch it, then I'll use like a pluffle or something like that. Just make sure you check the towel before you start wiping down on it.
So Kyle likes the, I think it's ONR and pluffle combo on a screen. Renzo has a super chat here, $5.
I took a glance at this.
Matt, have you tried or heard of the coating, the last coat? Interested in your thoughts if you know anything about it.
Did you hear my rant on Flexzilla and on New Age? The guys who have New Age Pro cabinets have the last coat in there.
Last coat.
In a large supply. And the guys that like it are the ones that are getting paid to like it. It's freaking junk. I don't even care if it works. It's a douche company. It's a douche marketing company. So no. Look at it. Look how much stuff you've got from it. It's insane. No, this is of the time of Facebook sponsored ad. Facebook sponsored ad generation of detailing products. That's what it is. There's no substance. There's no, it might kind of work. But and then they made a bunch of other products in order to do it. It's made in the USA. It's just some guy who's a marketer who found some blending guy down the street, and they're selling it to motorcycle guys and Corvette guys who don't know jack about anything in life. So that's what it is. So don't buy it. If you have it, throw it away and pretend like you didn't buy it. And don't do it.
But it says it will leave any surface coated, protected, and silky smooth instantly. Guaranteed.
Okay.
That sounds good. We'll get some in the store.
No. How many times can I say no? No to the 1/1,000,000th power. No.
That's a lot.
Nope. Unless you're going to coat your New Age Pro cabinets, then go for it. It's going to be perfect for that. And make sure you coat your Flexzilla hose and your Sunjo pressure washer with it while you're at it.
Dan Pass says, which one of you cool kids drives the black Focus ST? That's Jacob.
Yep.
He has that one. Ted has a not so similar Focus, but that's what Jacob drives. All right, it's 3:33 Eastern time. It's been a fun hour and a half. Thank you all for chiming in with all the questions.
How many unsubscribers have we gotten in this one? We got into politics. We got into communism and Marxism. We got into being losers. We got into us buying crappy multi-level marketing junk. That's what it might as well be. What other insults did I play? I talked about white trash RVs. It's been a real insult of a day. Next time I'll show up in a suit and with an apology letter. I apologize to the world. Oh, and we exposed Topper. Talked about some detailing drama. I'm sure I'll get in trouble for that one. We'll keep going. we'll just keep on keeping on.
Okay, so if we didn't hurt your feelings this week, just tune in next week. We'll see what we can do.
No. Next week I'm going to be, all roses and teddy bears and gummy bears, hopefully. I will have quit my diet by then. Be much happier.
It's funny.
See you people next week.
All right. Thanks, everybody.
Later.